Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the build of our lovely house. Silence. Well, if you look behind me in the bed of my truck, I went this morning and I sold a kidney for $46,000, and we bought 24 2x6s with that $46,000. I'm kidding, but pretty stinking close. Went to Home Depot this morning, picked up 2x6s, 10 feet long, and they were $20 each, which is insane, absolutely insane. Anyways, headed out to the property today. It's Friday and it's pretty crappy outside. It's cold, it's snowy. It's been like this for a couple days. Nothing's really happened. The framing crew hasn't been out there this week because they've been tying up other jobs and the weather sucked anyways. But our floor joists for the second floor got delivered today. Some of the interior walls have been framed, and the windows were changed, modified as per Katie's request.
It's way better now. Way better.
Why?
We moved the windows up to 24 inches off the ground. So now they are centered in the wall, about 2 feet on the top, 2 feet on the bottom, and it opens up the room. When you have 10-foot ceilings, you don't want your windows closer to the ground because you lose that big grand effect of having 10-foot ceilings. So we moved the windows up to let more light in, and it does make a huge difference, and I'm glad that we did it.
So the walls in the office at the front of the house, we kept those the same, so they're on the ground, which is fine. But the walls at the back of the house is the ones that Katie's talking about. So why did they get done that way? They got done that way because they just followed the top of the doors. Now, our doors don't have a transom, which is like the little fake window or the little window thing above the doors. So that's why the windows were so low. The windows are very tall, or they're like 5 or 6 feet.
3 by 6.
So that's why. Anyways, it's been fixed at the back of the house. The second floor is going to be different, so it looks totally different now. It looks way better. So not entirely sure what we're accomplishing today, but we will get some drone footage, hopefully, if the weather cooperates and gets nicer by this afternoon. And we are, I think, framing interior walls.
Yes.
Is the plan. So that's why we got those pieces of lumber back there. And main floor walls, we're just going to continue building them. So take you guys for a little bit of a tour around the house and show you the change in the windows when we get there. We're almost there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this is your first time finding our lovely channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Give the video a thumbs up, and we'll see you in a second. Well, it's not very often that you get to start a fire inside your house. But when you do get that opportunity, you take it, as long as it's not going to burn your house down. Oh, come on. Come on, you stupid thing. Fail. Somebody's a better fire starter than I am.
And he doesn't do what we tell him, and everything.
Here's well, equipment operator now. So they got, while I was doing the point load blocking in the basement, they got this wall installed, that wall installed, and now we're just putting the top plate up for the wall to join them all together.
Come on, muscles.
12-pound sledge. It's heavy after a while. Woo. All right, guys, so some of the inside stuff that we were talking about. So the window openings, as we talked about before, the ones in the office, which is these guys, those are staying put where they are. So you can see here what we were talking about. So there's no transom over our doors. So generally what happens in houses with taller ceilings is they put a transom over the door instead of doing a really tall door, and then your top of your windows line up with your transom or the door. So that's what they did, is they lined up our window openings all the way across. That one's actually a little bit off, but that's okay. All right, so you walk in, so you can see this column right here. That's for our beam that's going all the way across. And then this is our dining room in this area. So, dining room wall is marked out on the floor here in red, right there. So this is supposed to be like a solid wall right here. The problem with that is when you walk in the front door, you'll have, boom, a solid wall. And all you would see would be the back of the house right back there. And then actually over there, there's a wall and a doorway going into the spare bedroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glass here, so when you walk in you'll actually see through the dining room into the rest of the house. And then all these were the things that were above the windows before. So this is what Katie was talking about and she really pushed for, was you can see where those windows used to be all along the back of the house last weekend when I did the work on the openings, and those have been moved up, whatever that is, like 16 inches. So the top of the window is now 2 feet instead of like 8 inches off the floor. And those whole windows have shifted up, and just balances the room better. So we've got kind of the equal amount of space below, equal amount of space above. So ultimately, looks a lot better. So the only thing that kind of sucks now is we don't have the transom above the window. So when you look at the window to the door opening, sorry, we don't have the transom above the door. So when you look at the window to the door opening, there's a difference. So that's a problem. Because visually outside of the house it doesn't look right, inside of the house doesn't look right. So there's ways to fix that. So when you do the molding around the window, you do the molding around the door to match the top of the window. You could put a piece of glass above the door. You could do a lot of different things. Now we looked at putting a transom above those doors. Problem is, you'd only end up with a really, really small piece of glass just with the way it has to be framed. So it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And then what we'll do on the outside is we're going to be putting moldings around all of these windows. So I'll do the same thing around that door. I'll carry the molding up and over and down, and there'll be a molding across the top of the door, so it'll look nice and even visually all the way across, right? You're not going to have that break up because the moldings are going to be very distinct. So that's the workaround. I think moving the windows up was a good decision. I'm glad Katie pushed for it. And it's going to make for everything to look a heck of a lot better. So some of the next big things that we have to do here is, you can see the bundle of 2x6s there, the bundle of 2x6s right here, bundle of 2x6s there. So there's basically a beam that goes all the way across in this area, and that's something big that we need to do. But there's the beam packages for the second floor. They're all sitting out there in the field. So those are all the things that need to be installed. And then of course there's big ones going in the garage because we've got big spans and stuff. So all those beams and everything are for the second floor. Guys, well, we put in a long day today. We got some of those walls installed up there. So we got the walls between the sports court and the garage, which doesn't have the sheeting on it. We got those walls done. Only problem was we went and stood that end wall where there's a doorway, and the door was in the wrong spot. So we moved the door over, put that wall up, and then we were putting the front of the garage wall up, and all of these walls need to be shifted this way 5.5 inches. Wah, wah, wah. So it's getting kind of late. It's about 6:30 now, so we're gonna wrap it up for today. We're just cleaning up, and if it's workable weather tomorrow, we'll be back out here moving all those walls 5.5 inches this way. See you tomorrow.
So here's the fun for today. We are putting the LVLs together for the beams. These guys are super heavy. Jonathan's got our new power tool there. When we did the beams before and the headers, we did these all by hand, nailing in each one. So we decided to get a cordless nailer, and probably one of the best purchases we've made so far.
Would have easily taken an entire day to do this, and we are probably getting this done in about 2.5 hours.
These guys are super hard to drive nails through. It's a lot of work, so this nailer's been kind of a lifesaver.
Already paid for itself.
Totally.
Look, even Katie knows how to nail. Where's your safety glasses?
In the truck. I just took them off.
Why don't you switch the mode?
That thing is
our second beam going in.
Well guys, it was a successful day. We got all of our beams built. We got that wall moved on the side of the garage. So that wall right there moved down like we talked about. We got this wall installed. And we managed to hang 2 of our beams. So we got this beam installed, that beam over there installed. Very cool. So it's kind of an interesting system because our joists sit on top of this beam. So the top of our ceiling will be the top of that beam. And then on that beam, the joists actually sit in the beam or flush with the beam. So they're the same height as the beam, I believe. So anyways, that's the ceiling height. So this is kind of neat because it'll separate the dining room from the rest of the house. So it adds a little bit of separation there. But that's what we got done. So productive 2 days, even though it was chilly out. We got a lot accomplished. It was awesome. So tomorrow, I don't think we're going to be out here. It's Sunday tomorrow, and the weather is supposed to be cold and nasty. So anyways, guys, that's us signing off. Thanks for tuning into the videos. Hopefully you're enjoying our house build. It's going pretty crazy, and yeah, it's going awesome. Love it out here. It's beautiful. So thanks guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe down below if you have not done so already, and we will see you in the next video.